Me, like many others, grew up in the early days of mascot horror, coming home from school, watching YouTubers play through these games with some fruit snacks, not a care in the world, and a good amount of those videos were Minecraft and FNAF. At least for me anyways.
Hi everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's.
I miss those days. That being said, it has led to the one fandom that I personally have been in the longest, which of course means I need to talk about it. What you are about to watch is my list of least to favorite out of all of the FNAF games that I have watched or played myself, so apologies, no FNAF world. Though I did decide to add in some playthrough of it at the very beginning here. Please do keep in mind as well that this is my personal list, so there's a chance that your favorite game or least favorite game might be my favorite or least favorite. Please don't get upset on how I place my list. I would be happy if this motivated you though to make your own list, so that is a recommendation as well. I will also be going over these games a bit, so if you don't want any spoilers for a game, just skip by it or come back later after you've watched it or played it yourself. That being said, let's go ahead and get started.
Congratulations on completing your first day. However, your job isn't over just yet. There is another aspect to your end-of-day routine, and that is inspecting and salvaging any animatronics found in the alley outside the back door.
Oh goodness. Pizzeria Simulator, to me, has never really been the best game in my opinion, or never really caught my eye, as I almost completely forgot about it while making this list. Though I will say, Pizzeria Simulator is unique in its gameplay, with it being split into 3 different sections. The first section, you start out with more of the simulator part, with you being able to build your own pizzeria with the money you earn throughout playing the game. The next section then leads to literally the best part of your job ever. It is ordering everything on this list in a cramped room while making sure you don't overheat. How fun does that sound? Nah, but I actually enjoy this part and it can be pretty stressful. I also enjoy how scary the giant vents are in each side of you. It really adds to the scare factor, especially since you have no camera, no windows, and the only thing really to see in those vents is a flashlight and a motion detector and audio to keep things away from you. Speaking of animatronics, the next part of this, right after you are done ordering everything, is taking a good look at all the animatronics that decide to show up in the back alleyway. That's right, folks. No need to buy them when they just come to you. Just not as shiny. Again, this is another intense moment, with you having to play some audio sounds to see if they decide to move or react to it.
Audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Before having to look down and mark yes or no for the animatronic. Do note though, you cannot see the animatronic while you're looking down, so watch out. They might decide to jump scare you halfway through. If you do get jump scared, you lose, and now you have an animatronic running loose in your pizzeria. How fun is that? Especially since now you get to worry about that thing coming through the giant vents that I was talking about in the other section. I don't really have much else to say about this game. Like I said, I do enjoy some parts, though it really hasn't stuck out to me, and there are a lot of other games that I do enjoy apart from this one. Though, it is a pretty good game, so I don't blame you for liking this one.
But I have an even better surprise for you. You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man. Well look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
Okay, don't get mad here, but as a gameplay perspective, I'm not that into it. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people like this game, and I'm going to guess and take a jab here, it's because they're simping for someone, which is kind of odd in my opinion, but I think you know what I mean. But anyways, FNAF 3 involves you being in an office doing a night watch for a horror attraction about Five Nights at Freddy's and their locations. Normally the first night is a piece of cake. You don't really have any animatronics, but when we get into the second night, you will soon find that you have somebody new within your attraction. They found one. A real one. You soon figure out that you have to probably keep this thing away as it is moving like it is alive. Make sure that your audio, camera, and ventilation is working because all of those are key components, especially that audio. Using it to keep that rabbit thing away. Oh, and I forgot. Don't look at these things. These are called the phantom animatronics, which will cause some things to shut down. And that's about it. Man, this guy doesn't even, like, the way he jump scares you, William Afton, Mr. Springtrap Man, will just walk up to you. It's kind of crazy, but not that scary in my opinion. So this was definitely a good game to play when I was little. Especially again, this whole game is just making sure that this crusty old man doesn't get you. You can't really die to these phantom animatronics, which is kind of boring. I mean, it's scary because they'll pop up out of nowhere and kind of make your life a little difficult, but I don't know. If you don't get to them in time, really, or fix things in time, Springtrap's just gonna walk up on you. So, honestly, because of all those factors, it's probably why it's so far down on the list. And this isn't a situation like Pizzeria Simulator is on me just kind of forgetting about it and not really finding interest in it. I have played this game before multiple times, and yeah, I just don't really find it very... I mean, it's fun and scary to some people, but it's just doesn't really scream like this is the best FNAF game ever type thing. So, moving on. Okay, so I might 100% be going into some enemy territory with this one, but please hear me out, all you FNAF 2 lovers out there. There is one reason this isn't higher on the list. Only one. So, put down your pitchforks, put down whatever you were going to use to attack me. Let's go ahead and go over what FNAF 2 is, if you are not aware. FNAF 2 starts you off in another office, though this one is looking pretty big in my opinion. You don't have any doors, just a flashlight and a camera, and a big hallway in the middle with 2 vents to your side. You deal with quite a lot of animatronics throughout the 5 nights that you're playing through this, so some animatronics will come in different ways. Some coming through the vents, so make sure that you use your mask whenever they decide to come into the room, and others down the hallway. Same thing with the mask, except for Foxy. Foxy, you gotta flash him with your flashlight. With that being the case, make sure to blind that bad boy and continue to wind that music box. Or you might have a problem with another animatronic. Like most of these games, it's a good game for lore, and pretty scary, though, oh my gosh, these stupid toy animatronics are so bad, and I am so sorry, but I absolutely hate these designs to the point where it makes me dislike the game to a point. And before you say anything, no, I'm not talking about all the suspicious, fan-made art that is on the internet with these toy animatronics, though it has made my liking to them worse, I will say. But before any of that, I still did not like the designs. Everything else is completely fine with this game, nonetheless. I love the Wither designs along with Mangle. They are such great designs, and Chica, even though most people don't like Chica, I think she looks pretty cool here, and her lines are really, really good as well. Same with Mangle. It's also pretty fun to play, so, but every time I see one of those toy animatronics, it makes me want to claw my own eyes out. Just in case you need any more convincing, I am not saying FNAF 2 is horrible. one of my favorite FNAF games actually is FNAF Juniors, which at the end has a really good recreation of FNAF 2 in it. So, yeah, suck on that. Also, Balloon Boy sucks, so there's that too.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Another game I would play when I was little, or more like in middle school, in the back of the classroom with my Chromebook. Some people love this game and others hate it, and I think it's just due to the fact that it is a very different type of FNAF game, and one of the, or I want to say first different FNAF game that came out than just be in the normal office and don't get caught type game. In this game, you go down an elevator into a secret underground area, where then you proceed to do a task on animatronics, make sure that they are there, they are working, and do other things that you are told to do so by this overhead voice. It becomes apparent within Night 2 that you soon realize that things are not going as planned. Go ahead and have fun trying to be sneaky, or shaking not to die, and or trying to fix up the building and also the animatronics. Also try not to die. A lot of things of trying not to die. So, I do enjoy this game, but like I said, I mostly just played it back in the day, and I also don't really like babies or Ballora's design, so apologies, please don't hurt me. Also, Funtime Freddy just absolutely hates me and will not let me get past his part, so I have not played it since then. Apart from that, I don't really have much else to say. It's fun. It doesn't have a lot of stuff to bring it up more in this list, so, but yeah.
Cassie. Welcome back, Cassie. You remember me? Your special day. I remember. Your special day.
The game that was actually kind of scarier compared to the actual game, Security Breach. This DLC, or, game DLC, I suppose, it isn't that bad, with a more darker tone compared to the actual Security Breach, along with some new lore and seeing all the animatronics broke down and after you, including Freddy. Yippee! This game has you go through Security Breach after everything has been broken down and destroyed as you go to rescue Gregory, avoiding animatronics left and right and being guided by Helpy and Gregory. There's also this rabbit dude that you can only really see with your mask that you received from Mapbot. Nope, not Mapbot, Maskbot.
Free mask. Please take a mask. Take a mask. Take a mask.
Nonetheless, you soon get to Gregory, or where Gregory is at, only to be tricked and find out that it is this thing called the Mimic the whole time. I don't really have much to say about this game. I do agree that it is scarier than Security Breach, though I never really came back to it. I only watched it like once, a playthrough on it once, and never really came back to it, so. But it isn't a bad game, and it seems that Steel Wool has definitely learned a thing or two from Security Breach, and made it a bit more open, or less open and more enclosed. I did enjoy the animatronics more scarier type of design, including, Freddy without his head anymore, Eclipse, which is a really cool concept, and now you get Roxy to help you out, which is pretty fun, though she's not really much of a helper until the end, where she saves your butt, that's for sure.
We know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades. And while it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic. Lawsuits pending.
This has got to be one of the first games I had on my VR, and it was a lot of fun watching other people play it when it first came out. Help Wanted is a VR game that has multiple games and or mini-games within it regarding FNAF. with some of them going over the original games, which are pretty well put together in my opinion, and the mini games, which are like fixing up the animatronics, dealing with an evil demon plushies, and more. All while you do that, you can find tape recorders and coins hidden around where you can listen and piece together the lore, while a giant see-through green rabbit watches you from afar, getting closer and closer the more you play through the game. Now, I understand that this game does have glitches and a lot of things that people will say makes it a bad game, but it's not a horrible game, and I have a lot of fun playing it, especially for the first time. It is also a really unique thing being able to be in VR and fully experience trying to make sure a giant animatronic does not come through your door. Now, though unfortunately I have not finished the game yet, just due to the fact that I got distracted with Help Wanted 2, I have watched the ending, so it is pretty interesting and I think fits into the lore. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, pretty fun game. But moving on to top 5.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week.
We have finally gotten into our top 5, and of course, the OG FNAF 1 has to be high on this list. This game has started it all and was and still is scary, especially when it first came out. I honestly feel like I don't need to go over what happens in this game, but if you somehow live under a rock and clicked on this video for some reason, FNAF 1 starts you off by taking a night as a security job at a pizzeria where you make sure nothing gets in and or out, and listen to the super fun phone guy. You soon realize that these animatronics are alive and coming towards your office. Learn to shut the doors, turn on the lights to see if they're out in the hallways, watch your power, and get through the nights. Although FNAF 1 isn't like the best out of all the games, especially when it comes to graphics and all of that, it is the first one and it 100% holds up strong, and many fans still love the game, me included. All the animatronics have amazing designs which are equally terrifying, and it makes it worse when you flip a camera and realize that Bonnie isn't where you left him. I feel again that there's not much to say with this game, especially with how long it's been out, so we're gonna move on to number 4.
It has been determined that you have sufficient musical talent. You may proceed to lesson 2 on your next visit. Additional charges may apply.
And here is the second Help Wanted, and it's mostly up here just due to the fact of me having a lot more fun with this one than the first one. Just like Help Wanted, this has the original games along with the mini games, though this one is mostly mini games and one original game, Sister Location. Help Wanted 2 also brings in security breach into things like serving food to the best customers ever, Music Man, Helpy, and others. Also, my brownies just got done, so give me a short second. I know this has nothing to do with FNAF, but hey, I want brownies, so little brownie break. I love all of the mini games in this one, and I love to try out and finish all of the Sister Location games if Balora's Gallery wasn't so damn hard. No, seriously, it's the one and only game where it is so annoying and frustrating to complete, I gave up on trying. So, I haven't been able to try the other ones. It would have been perfectly fine if they made it normal, like the actual game, but no, they had to add in all of these loser minarinas, which makes it pretty much impossible to get through, in my opinion. I can rant all day about that game specifically, but it doesn't ruin the entire experience, so each minigame is a lot of fun and they're all unique. So, yeah, that's why it is number 4. Moving on.
Way to go, superstar! I knew you could do it. I know how to get you out of here. Climb back into my chest cavity.
You know, I can already hear them screaming, "Oh, how can you put this in top 3? It's just an awful game. blah 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 blah. I quite enjoy this game. It is more of a fun type than scary, which is understandable why some people don't like it, because this is supposed to be a scary type game, but that's okay. All the animatronic designs are amazing. There are so many places to explore, and
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
this one is a pretty big game. So, short story, you are Gregory, who hides in Freddy after they close. Freddy finds you and he tries to get you out, but being too late as the front doors close. Work with Freddy on getting out while dealing with these animatronics, which seem to be less friendly now. Now, I know that, not a lot of people like this game, and I think it's just due to the fact that it's just really glitchy. They don't really like the open world type concept, and again, it's just not scary. But I think the theme and designs for most of these characters is why I enjoy the game so much. Yes, it's different, but to me, it's more of a type of game to relax and play with. Because no, it isn't scary unless you're like 5. Again, not scary game. I think this game also just relit my fascination for FNAF and my enjoyment, so I suppose that might also be why it's so high up there. But yeah, number 3. On to number 2. Let's go. This, I believe, is the newest game that has come out, with it coming out in 2024, and although some people dislike the new games, I do think this game is very good. This game goes off with the book FNAF Into the Pit and follows this boy who travels back in time using a ball pit in an old pizza place, which he found trying to hide from his dad. He soon finds this killer bunny animatronic which captures his dad and becomes him in a way, in an attempt to escape. Find your dad while freeing children and hopefully your dad, and avoiding your new bunny dad. The way this game is laid out is honestly super fun. I love, 1, having multiple locations where you can go through and throughout the night and day. 2, I love having to switch through the past and the present to get through puzzles and the nights. And 3, I love how good the animation for the game is, especially the rabbit part that I showed you at the beginning. Overall, this is a great game and a good refresher for the FNAF games. And I know we might not have more games based off of the books, but I would love to see more games like this. Finally, we've made it to number 1. Thank you so much for making this far, but let's get to it.
On 3, 1, 2. Was that the bite of 87?
Ah yes, I do think this is the best game for so many reasons. If you don't know what FNAF 4 is, it is, and or probably, is the scariest game, with you being in a room and having to check all the doors and behind you for animatronics. When it comes to the 2 doors on your side, you really gotta listen close to see if Bonnie or Chica is outside. If so, close the door and hope they go away. If not, you could check with your flashlight. The closet door works kind of the same way, though you check by how close Foxy is, not by its breathing. And behind you, with the bed, all you need to do is flash the little Freddies, and they'll go away. Throughout the nights, you go through the events of a child, which many call the crying child, who we find out gets bitten. Thank you, Markiplier. This game is the scariest out of all the FNAF games, as I said before, and is so well made. You really gotta listen closely and use audio clues for a chance to not have a heart attack from a jump scare, but even then, it is really anxiety-inducing. Also, the animatronic designs are so good, not a single one that I dislike. This game is also very important for the story and the lore, and it shows it very well, unlike some story games that can get boring at times or confusing. I could go on and on and on and how scary good this game is, so I should probably stop here. But yes, it does deserve the number 1 spot and the crown and whatever else I want to add to its first place. And with that, we have reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. I was trying something new with this video, so if you did enjoy it, leave a like and let me know. I am a small YouTuber, so if I can maybe get 1,000 views or so, I'll do more of these and talk about possible suggestions from you guys. Anyways, thank you!